Hi, this is the Utah Defender. I have some more information I want to talk about. I'm going to let you know that I've actually seen the photographs of what the Farmington Police Department did to Chase Allan. So disturbing. I want to talk about the body cam footage. You have to know, you can tell, and I'll tell you what a telltale evidence there is. Why were the police allowed to give their little spiel in front of the news media, and all the dumbasses of the news media sit there and just swallow everything they say? Why were they given the opportunity, the police, to try to curry favor? That's what they were doing. They were trying to tamp down the emotions of the citizens of Farmington. So they're given the opportunity to put little things up. Look how he's changing the phone from one hand to the other. Gun. Opening the door. They were given the opportunity to take these body cams and edit them. That's what they did. They didn't show raw body footage of the body cams. You were fooled. If you think that they didn't tamper with evidence, and that's what they were doing, they should have never put up anything in their circles where the gun is. I'm going to tell you something, what I know firsthand. That gun was in the holster, and Chase would drive with his gun, and he would have his jacket over it. And this bogus bullcrap where he changes the phone from one hand to the other, that was purposely shown to you to try to cop-splain that he was going for his gun. That's a lie. That's a total lie. And in one video, you'll see the gun laying up on the console. Then you'll see it's down on the hump of the transmission. The police tampered with evidence. They were moving stuff around. That proves to you they were moving stuff around. The edited film, they showed the news media, and they sat there like stupid people, not asking the tough questions. Hey, where's the blood? Wouldn't you think that that would be important to ask? So that discredits ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News, because they didn't ask any hard questions, did they? Not one hard question. They just swallowed everything that was cop-splained to them by this corrupt chief of police, Eric Johnson. They just took the whole thing and swallowed it. They probably licked their boots. They probably deep throat their boots, heel and all. The body cams were edited. They allowed them to cop-splain their way out of a premeditated assassination. And like I told you, I've seen where the bullets landed. I know where they landed. And like I said, there's going to be a big surprise down the road if they don't start coming forward with the truth. So like I said, the gun in one of the videos is up on the console. And another one, it's over by the wheel well. If you believe that the cops didn't tamper with evidence, you're supposed to leave everything the way it was. But so they could get out of this premeditated assassination, they took the gun out of his holster. That's what they did. They didn't see a gun. And the jackass, please be quiet, okay? The chicken shit bastard that pulled him over in the first time, remember, 23 seconds he was hinged. Oh, I've got to call backup because I'm a pussy and I'm afraid. And then within 2.5 minutes after doing that, 4 police officers show up, and that pussy is the one that yelled gun, gun, gun. Now we know who yelled gun, 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 don't we? And why was the body cam of the sergeant when he went in, it's pointed up in the air. It didn't capture anything. Was that done conveniently for a reason? See, a lot of these things you're not asking. Be quiet. It's the same thing with the car. Stop. It's the same thing. Stop. It's the same thing with the car. Why didn't they take pictures of the car to show you all the bullets that landed in that car? You only get to see the one side of the car, huh? You talk about outrage, you'd really be outraged. So when they had the gun displayed on the wheel well, they tampered with evidence. They wanted you to know that there was a gun involved. They took the gun out originally and put it up on the console. Then they said, oh, we got to show that he had a gun, that he pulled it out. No, he didn't. And again, if that gun had been pulled out, all they saw was a holster. And if that gun would have been pulled out, I'll tell you from training, they would have been in a struggle for human life between that sergeant and Chase. But Chase never pulled his gun out. He was trying to get it out of the holster. They want to cop-splain, see? These are the lies. This shows you that these cops, the most precious thing to a police officer is to tell the truth. They're expected in court. Everything they say is the truth. I'm here to tell you, you got a pack of liars in that police department. And you got a pack of people. It's the old blue silence, the blue code, where you never give up another officer. You never arrest another officer. You never try to get involved when he's beating the hell out of somebody else. You let him continue on. You never try to stop him. This is the blue code. This is blue silence. They lied to you. Why in the hell were they able? Why did the mother get to show her side of the story? Why didn't anybody talk to her? Probably because she's in mourning right now. Where's the defense for him in explaining these videos? Why didn't they just, where was the chain of custody? These people doctored the body cams. I'm totally sure of it. The mother told me that Chase never left his house without his gun, and he concealed it under his jacket. And that's where it was when he leaned over to hit the detent to let his belt buckle go. But all you people out there, the uninformed, people that swallow everything the news media tells you, and you have no critical thinking or objective thinking, believe that he was going for a gun and he pulled it out. No, he never did. Never pulled out. He was complying. They said, oh, he was disobedient. Let me tell you something. Again, when a police calls you over under the Fifth Amendment, you say, I don't answer questions. That's exactly what this young man did. You don't have to answer one question he asks you. They get butthurt, just like this guy did. He showed him the passport. He goes, oh, you give me a fraudulent passport. He had to exaggerate to convince you, because this is all planned as far as I'm concerned. They all rehearsed this. So when he got the passport, he had to exaggerate. Oh, you're giving me a phony passport? Okay, get out of the car. Normally, cops will say, give me your name, your first name, last name, and date of birth. Then they go back and check it. Did you see anybody doing that? No, because he was hell-bent on killing him. He was the one that yelled, gun, gun, gun. He's the chicken shit. In 23 seconds, he asks for backup. World record. Ripley's Believe It or Not, world record. So they want you to believe that he went for the gun, and that exonerates him on anything. He never pointed the gun at anybody. They've moved evidence around. That's what they did. And I'll make you bet they never forensically looked for fingerprints from any of the officers, because they're too stupid to wear gloves to move that gun. That gun will tell you who moved it. It's that sergeant or the guy that, the chicken shit bastard that pulled him over. Again, Chase was complying. He was standing up for civil rights. He was actually, if you would listen to it, was trying to explain the reason why, legally. There's a guy in Texas, there's a guy in Washington, there's a guy in California who have all won their case in federal court. The one gentleman in Texas won $250,000 lawsuits from the Texas different municipalities down there for trying the same thing that they did to this young man. Think about that. It's already been case law. I gave the news media, when they interviewed me out in front of the police department, 10 pages of case law. Did they ever share that with you? No, they want you to think, oh, it's sovereign citizen. And guess what? There's somebody who's on the KSL news people that's related to one of these police officers. That's why they keep drumming the idea that he's a sovereign citizen and he had a gun. Who gives a crap? I think 50% of the people in Utah have concealed gun permits. What does that tell you? So from now on, the precedence is, oh, you got a gun. I can yell gun, gun, gun. I can blow your head off. Especially if I'm a cop and I don't like you, I'm going to kill you. That's what they did. This was a premeditated assassination. You can believe what you want, but these are the facts that I'm telling you. And again, I got to see the pictures of the damage that these assholes did to this young man. It is horrific. They are so guilty. And who gives them the right to take the body cams and edit them and put convenient little messages on there trying to cop-splain and get their ass out of hot water? That's all bullshit. Everything they told you is basically not the truth. They're half-truths. In the scriptures, it says if you can't answer a question yes or no, you must be guilty. Chase was complying. He had the right to say, I don't answer questions under the Fifth Amendment. He was trying to explain to the officer, but that dumbass thought he knew everything, like all cops do. Oh, where did you go to law school? Well, hey, dumbass, it's for you. If you pull me over, I have a year of taking law. I'm smarter than you are. I have a doctorate's degree. So let's play that crap with me. And Chase was a very brilliant man. He did study the law for two years, but now we don't have him. We don't have the advantage of having such a wonderful human being in our society because these thugs in clown uniforms murdered him. There is no other way to look at it, period. And then our government gives them the right to cop-splain the edited video. Where did the mother have the opportunity? No. You know, that relative at KSL, yeah, hey, it's found out, isn't it? That relative at KSL is pumping all this sovereign citizens and all the other news stations are parroting it. They don't investigate anything. They just take every word and you'll listen. The police said. Let me relate another shooting that was done. The guy's name was Patrick Harmon by the Salt Lake Police Department. This crap has to stop. Why do they have to get the guy? Let the guy run down the street. You know what happened to this guy? I looked at the knife. It looks like one of the knives that the police officers used to cut seatbelts with. And they said he had a knife. He never pulled it out. He might have had it on him, but they never pulled it out. And he ran from the police when he found out. They said, oh, you also got warrants. So he took off running. And the police shot him in the back. Another group of cowards. The Salt Lake Police Department. And there was people almost tore up the city because of that. And they said, just like IA is going to do, I'm telling you, it was a good shooting within policy. Every time they kill us, a citizen, it's always within policy. That's why internal affairs have to be done away with. In every place it exists across the United States. And these bastards who think because they have a gun and badge have a free right to use the gun and shoot them are committing murder. And they shouldn't be on a police department. So the guy, Harmon, was running from the police. They got cars. Why do they have to shoot him in the back? Oh, because they say, oh, he's an immediate threat to everybody around him. No, he's not. That's just bull crap. And this law is on the books that they can go ahead and shoot him in the back. Is that still standing there through all the protesting? Anybody try to get rid of that law? No, I don't think so. In our legislatures, The two guys that I have that I already told you about, the Speaker of the House for Utah and this Stevenson guy, I think it's Stevenson, my state senator, they've never gotten in contact with me. And they'll probably won't even give me the time of day to try to get these laws passed. Why? Because the police union gives them money to run their elections so they can win. See, all this bull crap behind the scenes you need to know about. So they say, oh, you can't talk about this case. Boy, I'm telling you, you look at those videos, every one of the body cams been edited. You didn't see any raw footage go across that screen when they showed it to you. And you didn't get to see what they did to this poor kid. They don't want to show you that. They don't want to show you the car with all the bullet holes in it. They don't want to show you that. This is a cold-blooded, premeditated assassination. And again, the kid never took his gun out. The police took his gun out of his holster. And you guys know it. You guys on the scene know that. You covered your butts. I'm talking to you directly, especially the chicken shit bastard that pulled him over. And the main thing that tells you this was all staged, where's the blood? Hey, if you saw where these wounds were on this kid, you notice they never talked about that, did they? Why? Because it involves the blood. You're too stupid to ask those questions in the news media. I'll take everything he said. Yeah, it's correct. I'll just say he said this. You're idiots. Probably the number one enemy of this country in combination together is our politicians, police departments, and especially the news media, because they don't tell the truth. You people in Utah better start waking up. 50% of you carry guns. Gun, gun, gun. They sell your gun. They have a right to shoot you, right? No. That kid was cordial. There's nobody that can tell me that kid wasn't cordial. And I am so mad at my church if they have 1 cent invested in that in KSL. Because the foundation of a society is the family, and yet they haven't said anything. They've stood by. The family are baptized members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I don't care if people get inactive. Half the church is inactive. I love them. I still love them. They're not bad people. But why isn't the church standing up for this family? Why do they allow the news media to degrade this family? They should get their money out tomorrow. And if they don't, I'm really going to be questioning that. I'm upset because the truth is not being told to you. There's too many things going on. They get an opportunity. That dumbass chief, Eric Johnson, gets to cop-splain the video, slow him down and show you, oh, this is where he changes his cell phone. And look, there's the gun. That was all staged. And that was stuff so they could say, oh, he must have was going for his gun. Where did he point it? Where is the evidence on the body cams that he pulled out a gun? There ain't none. That chicken shit bastard that pulled him over committed #1 murder. The guy that went to the back window and shot him in the head. Think about that. It's going to be revealed. They're both. And what about the officers just standing back shooting? They didn't see anything about a gun. They didn't know what they were shooting at. The bullets where they were flying positively shows you they were moving around. Does it take 5? Think about this. This is for a license plate and driver's license. Gee, I guess we're all going to be shot to death from now on when we don't comply. And because we have a gun, concealed carry gun. They already knew who this kid was because they have been harassed by the Farmington Police Department. Oh, they'll deny it, but they followed him around. The family would go in twos. This day, unfortunately for the young kid, maybe it was probably good that the mother or father didn't go with them. But they would travel in twos because they were in fear of the Farmington Police Department. These guys are bums. They're the lowlifes of our society. They're thugs in clown uniforms. They're crap. They don't even deserve to be called human beings. Their judgment, they don't even have good judgment. They just escalated from the very beginning. It's patently obvious that this chicken shit bastard was so pissed off that this kid was standing up for his rights. And he's so stupid. He probably didn't even pass the Constitution in 8th grade. He probably has a GED. But he can sure explain, hey, this is going to go this way or that way. It's all 100% on you. Let me wash my hands like Pilate. Now I'm going to gun, and then we're going to murder you. None of that was necessary. Just like this guy, Patrick Harmon. He was running from the police. Let him go. Get him another day. No, you got to shoot him in the back. The police are out of control. They are not our friends. They are our enemy, period. And if something happens to me, you know who's done it. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be right up their ass. If that would have been my son, and with my background, I don't want to say what I would do. These cops have no idea of my background. And I did their job for 3 years. And I have a criminal investigation, MOS, out of the military. There was no chain of custody. I'd like to see all the photographs they took of everything, measurements and everything, where you're supposed to lay out the whole scene. Where's the blood? Too many. Look, these guys probably fired 50 shots. I know I said 40. But even the officer that pulled him over loads his magazine. It was patently obvious to me that guy was totally unhinged. He has no right to be in law enforcement. These guys are murderers, and they belong in prison. And it's got to stop. And now we got to look at Taylorsville and their shooting. The guy was unhinged. You know, if you take pepper spray, it goes like 10 feet right out. You don't even have to get near the person. When do they pepper spray him? Disorients you? Can't see? I'm talking about Taylorsville thing too. No, they got to shoot them. Just like all police do. Why? Because they're cowards. They're cowards. To say that I'm upset is an understatement. For you people, oh, he had a gun. Someone yelled to me, he had a gun. You don't know what's going on, buddy. No, they don't know what's going on. I've seen the pictures, the damage they did to him. And remember, this was a traffic stop. And they harassed the family. And they have a member at KSL who's writing, oh, sovereign citizens. And they're all the news media jumps on that. They can't think for themselves. They're so stupid in the news media. They just parrot everything the police say. And they're bootlickers. And they deep throat the whole boot, the heel and all. There are terrible people, our news media. And who allowed the chief of police to edit the tape, to tell his story of it? Where's the family get their opportunity? That wasn't raw footage that you saw because they put all these little things to show you how bad, how terrible this kid. Oh, the news media goes, oh, he was uncooperative. Really? The people that were uncooperative, the people that were hostile, the people that drew their gun was the police. He never did any of that. You're not listening to the videos. You're just listening to what the news media and the police want to tell you. They're murderers. Every one of those guys belong in prison, and that police chief shouldn't be where he's at now. I listened to his bull crap. Oh, they were in policy, and it escalated, and then they went to this. Well, I hope you get pulled over, Chief, and they do the same thing to you. That's what you deserve. I don't wish that on anybody. How would you like that to happen, Chief, to your son? Any of you guys that pulled your gun out. And then there was 2 of them in photographs laughing. Think it was funny. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, they're smiling. And then they go up to each other. Hey, okay, are you, anybody care about the guy laying on the ground? Did you see anybody do CPR? No, it wasn't until the paramedics came and the guy was already dead. They didn't care about that kid. This was premeditated assassination. There's no other way to look at it. Now, I'm going to have more later on. They're not going to stop me. They can't stop me. I'm a news media. I don't have to give up my sources or anything else. You guys are despicable scum. That whole police department, if I was a member of that police department, I would resign and go someplace else because they condone murdering us, citizens. And for all of you that have children that live in Farmington, you better be in great fear of what they did because your kids will be next. God help you if you stand up for your rights. Look, I served 20 years. I'm all for our rights. I can't begin to tell you my family background. It sickens me. These guys go home, go to sleep. Yeah, we did a good job. They lied their way out of it. They're scum. They're murderers. They're disgraceful. And yet, a lot of people go, oh, he had a gun. He wasn't obedient. He's a sovereign citizen. None of that contributes or gives the police the right to murder you and shoot you with so many bullets. It's overkill. It's excessive force. Those videos you saw were edited for the news media. The cops, the chief's words were just cover up for his people. He's scum. He might as well have been there too. He was right there on the scene when the kid was dying. He was right down there. You go to a chief's office, ask for him, they'll tell you, oh, he's in a meeting. He's on a phone call. But he was right down there with that, wasn't he? It's just, you got to look at this thing critically and not take the news media is the last people want to listen to, especially those guys. But the forensics, I like to see where they took pictures of everything. That kid did not pull out his gun. They murdered him because they were pissed off. They were mad because they got their feelings hurt that he wouldn't give them the information they wanted. You don't pull out a person out of a car in 23 seconds after you pull them over. And that's because our police academies are probably teaching them that. So maybe everybody's guilty, but they're going to take this, I guarantee you, AI, their internal affairs go, oh, it was a good shooting, just like Patrick Harmon. Oh, we can shoot him in the back. Who made up that law? Are you kidding me? God, the whole system's corrupt. It stinks. The judges, the courts, the police, the internal affairs. And go ahead and write the governor. You're not going to get an answer back. I've already talked about that. Or write Sean Reyes. I've written them many times, and they don't return anything. Even the mayor of Salt Lake City doesn't return anything. I wrote the chief of police up in Logan and our commander of the Highway Patrol. Never cordial, never answered me back once. They think they are immune from prosecution. They can do whatever they want. They can ignore you. But you know what? Utah is going to be on fire if they keep this crap up, killing us. I'm done for now. I'll be back. There's some more things that are brewing on this. I'll be back with them. Thank you. I appreciate it, and God bless you.